That's
That
a
way,
good way.
that way. One quick couple of news things I want to bring up, and not to make it somber or anything, but RIP to the 215 native children that were found last week buried on the site in an old residential school.
And there's been another. I know I put it there on the list.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
guys, that's what I said.
315.
There's
Yeah,
another
there's a
100 that was found at another residential
yeah.
school.
So it's
So the way
315.
it's looking. If they keep going to these residential schools and trying to, they may find more. So we
scary.
pray that this is the last of them, so their souls can rest, because it's like 3 generations or 5 generations of mourning is going to be needed, and that's
Yep.
what they were talking about, the 215. So now that there's 100 and more on top of that, I don't know how much more generations they're going to add to that. But that's how they say they deal with it. It was generational. It's going to take this many generationals to get past the pain of what happened. So
I'm kind of ignorant to the whole thing, right? I don't know if y'all got more information on this than me, right? But like, what was going on in these schools that like they're just killing off the youths? Them.
So basically, what the residential schools was like, the whole idea was to get the native out of the native, like get the Indian person, not to be rude, but I guess the native.
Yeah, get their Aboriginal
get
this
the,
out
that's
of
what
it.
for the Aboriginal.
Yeah, get
the native, the Aboriginal out of the Aboriginal. Be more Catholic. Speak indigenous.
The indigenous.
Thank you,
Empress.
It's a great save right there.
Fuck marijuana, man. It's a killer of the brain cells. But anyways, what we were saying, so we just gotta give thanks, and I totally lost my train of thought.
No. Why the schools are there are mashed up?
Okay, yeah, because this is what happened. So basically, they're trying to convert them like to Christianity, like speak English, cut your hair a certain way, become a Christian. None of your traditions matter. Like
they were Catholic schools.
Basically, they're and it's funny because not too long ago, Justin Trudeau came out after the first 200 kids was found and said, "Yo, the church, you guys have to take your fair share of the blame. Like, come on, you guys can't just pass the buck on to the province or to the, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are just as much involved as anybody else. So you guys gotta own up to your own fair share."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And instead of putting the schooling in those communities, they just stayed wherever they're at, took those kids,
That's what it is.
and then quote unquote housed them. But the medical procedures and everything, the way they were treating them was so
Starving,
terrible
everything.
that it was just kids dying left and right. So that's what you're seeing now.
Yeah,
That's
they're finding the
mad
graves. It's nuts, man.
I just wanted to mention that because like I've been seeing it rolling around in the news, and I know we're the hip hop podcast, and like, but we do a lot of news stories, and I feel like we'd be remiss to not mention that at least one time on the show. You know
Also,
what I'm saying?
the show that I watched, like, because my girlfriend, she works for Rogers and stuff, right? So they did like something like Rogers, like for their indigenous. Thank you, indigenous members of their community. So they had them talking about their actual real life personal experiences with residential schools. Like the last one, if I'm not mistaken, closed in 1996.
Wow, so that's not even that long ago.
So it's like, so it's like, she's like, my grandmother, my mother, and myself went to residential school, right? And it's like, she was one, I don't know who she is, and I'm just paraphrasing, but she's like, yo, when my mom used to take us to the beach, she'd be covered head to toe. And I'm thinking because she's a conservative woman, she was covering herself. But realistically, it's because she had like burns on 90% of her body. And they only found that out when she was in palliative care and they were cleaning her body. Like she couldn't clean herself, so they had to wipe her down. And
then they seen the burns.
And that's when they realized that, oh my God, all these years we thought our mother was a conservative woman, but she's hiding this trauma that happened at the residential school. Because they're like, literally, so what happened to her mom was that she told them was that they put her in like scalding hot, boiling tub water.
Jesus Christ.
Right? And like, so.
Yes.
Right? Like, that's the type of treatment. And then they want to say that, they ran away and died and stuff like that. If you see at Heritage Moments or whatever, the one kid, he runs and he dies by the train tracks because it's better to run away, I guess.
Try
your luck and see if you can get home. But so it's a very sad story no matter how you look at it, how you flip it. It's very sad, so our condolences to everybody who's involved.
Most definitely.
And I'm not saying involved like politicians. I'm saying the people like bloodlines and family members that are
the
directly
people who are affected
by it. Exactly. Not these politicians that are trying to save face.
Raising the flag.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, these places are still under boil water advisories for over 20 years.
Right.
So let's let that sink in. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. Condolences to the families, and yeah, man. It's just a serious thing that we'll definitely keep our eye on.